Soulmates? You're asking if I believe in soulmates? Well, I believe that we are in a partnership with everything on the planet and in the universe, and I think that we are receivers of consciousness. So we are not born and then consciousness grows in us. I think that we are born and then we have the ability to receive consciousness from another dimension, another realm, something outside the time and space of what we understand as the known universe. And I think that on some level we make that choice to do so. One of the things that makes me think about that is when I ponder the idea of infinity and eternity. Imagine if you were conscious, if you were God, say, and you were a conscious entity. You were conscious in a way that we can't comprehend because we are conscious from a single point and we only can see one thing at one time and in one time and space at a time. Now, take a few steps back. Imagine you are cosmic, divine, omnipotent consciousness and you exist for eternity. That could be the most horrific thing imaginable. To be aware of all things at all time and be bored forever. And what you would crave more than anything would be something adventurous, some mystery, some experience with tension and highs and lows. And so you might create this universe as a way to fill some time and give yourself a dinner and a movie. And so as we receive some consciousness, a piece of it, the divine consciousness, we are playing part of the game of the divine that is playing through all of us. We are all playing it at the same time, which is why namaste is the recognition. Aha, hello, fellow instance of me. Thanks for the reminder that we're all playing the game. You're doing awesome. So am I. Love you. Back to it. And everyone that is around, everything is a part of this creation of yours to give you these experiences. And so when we have adversity, when we have anything, it is not punishment, it is not meaningless, it is opportunities to learn. The idea of karma is not that we're being punished, it is that we are given these lessons, and that that is the grand, joy of a fractional consciousness of a human being. That is something that you cannot experience within divine consciousness. It requires duality. The Tao, the single, the integration of all things into a oneness is without any sort of drama, without any sort of tension. And so it is from this place, the pain, the pleasure, the highs, the lows, that we get to have so much of what life's about. And I find that to be, I can't show you measurements that prove that, but to me it just resonates so strongly, and it makes life so much different when I feel like this adversity, this challenge, is part of my dharma, it's part of my karma, it's part of my resolution of learning to get myself more and more in alignment with my source, what I come from, what we all come from, what we all are. It's just that we lack the conscious ability to be aware of it in this fractional conscious state of a human mind. And so a soulmate is perhaps someone that has a profound, significant role in your learning and your lessons. And I think that if you live long enough, you start to realize that there are certain characters that repeat. There are certain people that maybe they show up with a different name, but they have the same issues that give you the same opportunity to work through your stuff. And if you don't work through it, meaning you continue to be angry and frustrated and and it keeps getting you worked up. Nothing wrong with that. That just means you're going to get it again. You're going to keep getting this opportunity to learn the lesson. I think the Course in Miracles, it says that you can choose when you take the class, but you don't get to choose what classes you take. So you can say, I'm going to, let's do it later. And so I think that there are people that, and I don't know how much of it is they are, soulmates, they are profound teachers, or how much of it is just the timing of when you are suddenly in a place where you are ready. I'm ready to learn this. I can look back at relationships in my life where I was not aware of the lesson at the time. I was not aware of the gifts that were available to me at the time. And I can see now where some things that happen that are profound to me are not because it may or may not have anything to do with the external situation, but much more about where I'm now at in terms of what I've released, what I've surrendered to. Because really, I do believe that we live in a reality of that what we believe. If you believe that this is how the world works, that's what happens. Which is why it's so dangerous to be pessimistic. And when you allow yourself or train yourself or give yourself faith that miracles can happen, that you can have abundance, that, notice I didn't say riches, abundance, and you can feel in an abundance, then reality can then be, the classroom then becomes what works for you. Now, the argument that often people bring to that is like, so what about all the suffering in the world? And it's hard to justify that from the perspective that we're in now, from a fractional human consciousness. How on earth could you ever justify the suffering in the world? And some people have gotten really angry at me for saying that just proposing this idea relieves us of the responsibility of diminishing the suffering in the world. I believe, which could change as I learn and grow and experience more, that if you were of divine consciousness, any sort of experience would have value, even horrific ones. I mean, look at, even human beings like to go to the horror movies. I don't, but a lot of people do. How do you explain going to Saw 4? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yet we do it. So if you were divine, would you not also want to experience things that maybe we couldn't comprehend the value? Now, when we do, I think, start to resonate in this way and feel like life is your classroom and that everything here is a lesson, and you start to realize, oh, these are all instances of the divine. This is all me in another instance. Then that division, that separateness that causes so much suffering starts to dissolve. And then you start to realize that you don't actually have the responsibility to eliminate suffering in the world. You have the desire to reduce suffering in the world. See the difference there? You don't have the responsibility. I mean, you're not being pushed. You're not feeling like guilt and obligation is making you do these things. You feel that you are connected to it. And so it elevates your experience of reality to bring light and joy to as many people as possible, because it's all part of you and it's all connected. And it becomes then a drive from you, from the inside out, instead of being pulled. And as far as I know, that's just my version of a crazy story that I found on golden plates, or it was delivered on tablets from a burning bush, or it was a song sung by the campfire. Those are the ideas that resonate with me to help me be who I believe that I should be in this experience of life. It allows my heart to be open, it allows me to connect with you, it allows me to love more, and it makes me desire to be more loving and more connected. It makes it so that the deep joy, that my favorite parts of my month are when I get to be of service. My favorite phone calls are when someone I love says, "Can you help me?" I'm like, yes! I don't know what to do in this life. I don't know if building a building or building a company makes any sense. But I know that doing kindness for somebody is absolutely the right thing to do. There's no question. And the stories, the ideas that I've built up from the belief buffet of teachers far away and experiences I've had, and it's always changed and moving and growing, but those stories put me in that place where life is awesome and I'm still motivated to do good while enjoying the ride. I hope you are too.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.